Hey y'all, it's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back. Welcome back. Listen, I want to talk to you guys about Jen Shah, who is a reality star of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Okay. Now, she's had a case that's been looming over her head for quite some time now. And we've been waiting to get the results to find out what her sentencing is actually going to be. Now, she definitely pled guilty at some point to wire fraud. Okay. And we'll get into the details of that. And we actually will also get into the details of what she was sentenced because that news just came out today. All right. They're saying that the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Jen Shah was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison in wire fraud case. Okay. Now, Jen Shah has been sentenced, as you all know, okay, following her arrest for conspiracy to commit wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering. All right. Now, Jen Shah is 49 years old and she was sentenced to 78 months in prison with 5 years of supervised release. Okay. Now, this is where I have the question. Are they saying she's going to be going to prison for 6.5 years and then after that she'll have 5 years of supervised release? Or are they saying within this 6.5 years, this prison term, will she be only doing a year and a half in prison, but getting 5 years of supervised release? At least that's what it sounds like to me, that she may only be in prison for a year and a half, if that, and then she'll be, supervised after that. That's kind of what it sounds like, but I'm going to continue to go through this article just to see what's going on. All right. They're saying Judge Sidney Stein ordered her to report to prison on February 17th. And now at the hearing, the judge slammed Jen Shah's action after her attorney began listing the good things her client had recently done. So then the judge says, what good things could she have been doing? Calling elderly people and selling them business opportunities, and they would max out their credit cards and get the person to put down an additional credit card and then upsell them for other products. If there is good in that, I want to hear it, is what the judge said to the attorney. Yikes. The judge also noted that he didn't take Shah's role on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City into account when deciding her sentence. The judge also noted that he didn't take Shah's role on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City into account when deciding her sentence. Now, people should not confuse is what the judge says, and the court is not going to confuse. The character she plays on an entertainment show with the person I have before me. Let's not confuse the two. The other is acting, and this one is reality. Okay. Now, the reality star was arrested on March 2021 alongside her assistant, Stuart Smith. Now, Shah, who initially pled not guilty, was accused of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering. Now, after some time, actually, after Stewart ended up flipping and saying that, hey, he's going to plead guilty, at some point, Jen Shah definitely changed her plea and she ended up pleading guilty. So, with that, Miss Jen Shah has been tied the hell up and, she won't be on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City no time soon. Now, understand, Andy did say earlier on that he figured she was going to be sentenced on December 15th, although that ended up being delayed. He was hoping that she would get no jail time at all and that she'll be able to return right back to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but he also had a feeling that that was never going to happen. Okay, so now we see that she is definitely going to be sentenced, but I just need a little more clarity because it sounds like out of that 6.5 years of prison time, 5 of those years will be supervised. Therefore, she'll only be behind bars for a year and a half. At least that's how I understood it to be. So therefore, Andy loves somebody that goes to jail and turns around and comes back into the real world. So with that being said, I feel like Jen Shah would definitely return after being in prison for a year or so. Okay. But I just wanted to come to you guys with those details, that breaking news, to let you know that Jen Shah will be locked up real soon. She'll be reporting to prison on February 15th. I'm really surprised because they're giving her a month and a half to really enjoy her family. She'll have that final Valentine's Day with her husband before she goes off into prison. And I believe that it gives her kids a chance to, kind of, although they should have been preparing for this time for a very long time, at least they get to have their final moments, because some people don't get that. With the Tory Lane situation, listen, he got snatched right on up that day. They didn't give him time to go and get his affairs in order or anything. They locked him up that day. Menace to society, locked up that day, and his sentencing will be at the end of this month. But Miss Jen Shah, hey, it looks like it's a bit different. It's a different crime. So she's going to be given that time to be with her family. But I just wanted to hear you guys' thoughts and comments about all of this. Is this the verdict that you guys were expecting for Jen? Were you expecting her to do no time at all? Were you expecting her to do much longer time than what they're trying to present to us? Go ahead, hop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts about everything that I just discussed regarding Jen Shah's sentencing. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie, that's me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.